All right, so we're gonna look at some wands now. We're gonna try to make some fire wands, and this will also show us kind of the gem-specific enchants. They'll be coming up. Some of them. There's even more beyond it, and there's imbued gems and jewels, which are a whole nother thing. It's definitely a lot going on. All right, so we're gonna try to do hard maple. The reason we like hard maple for fire is because the base stat it adds. So I have some hard maple timbers, and I'm actually gonna have to refine it into heartwood. And we'll actually probably use the Carapacian cloth straps as well. We're gonna have to grab those or make some. We'll see on that. All right. So hard maple heartwood. We'll need a wood rasp as well, and actually might as well grab some more wax. More wax eventually. Yeah, for sure, B. I don't, you know, stuff is meant to be used. Crafting. All right. Walking a little bit slow, doing the craft and walk here because I weigh, throw away, 5,900 pounds. Oh, nice, yeah. Getting a little bit extra stat. The belt slot is a great place for a lot of stat. There's a lot going on that belt slot. It's actually one of the primary important pieces these days. So, it's an important one. Yeah, so belts, so really high-end belts, like the insanely stupid high-end belts, are really hard to make. And that means in having made a few for people, well, a couple for people, I have a ton of ones that turned out very well, but I have a lot of them, so I don't see really why I would charge as much as some people charge for. I don't see why they should be considered worth so much when I have a lot of them kind of sitting around. And again, you know, in the trunk they don't add stat. Whatever the stat is on that belt, it's only effective if somebody's wearing it. In a trunk, it might as well be a +0 belt. You know, it's doing nothing. So if we craft a hard maple timber and look at the stats, we'll see why we like it for fire wands. It gives +10 damage resistance. That's not a big deal. It gives +7.5% spell damage. That is a big deal. So fire spells don't crit a lot. They're more about the damage over time, the ticks that are ticking off of mobs. So the base spell damage is what's going to affect the size of the crit, or the size of the tick. When I played my death build, I actually used wands that added spell critical damage because I was running a very high crit rate version of a death mage, and I'd get a lot of crits, and having the spell critical damage actually did more for me. In fire, that's not the case. We want just the base spell damage, and that's why we're choosing hard maple instead. So I usually don't do a lot of refining on streams. This is one of the more tedious processes. In fact, most of the refining on this is actually done. This is actually just a crafting process to make the heartwoods. But we're gonna start some heartwoods. We won't make all of them right now, but we'll get some made up so we can make some wands. Yeah, hard maple is really good stuff. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, there's so much potential on belt slot. I'm glad you've got one. You've been able to stack a little more stat on there because it's a really good slot now. When they did kind of the artifact balance pass and crafted gear balance pass as well on that, and they rebalanced those against each other, one of the places they gave us a ton of stats was in the belt slot. So that's a slot where you're making up for a lot of a lot of the stat that might have come out of other places. I'll try to get more stuff stocked tonight. Although I do say that most nights, about half the nights it actually happens. Um, I'll try to get a bit more stocked tonight, and we'll see about I'll try to make a more variety of pieces as well. I'm also going to expand out to multiple merchants. So right now it's kind of basically mage gear and non-mage gear are the two main merchants I have. I'm probably going to do armor on one, melee weapons on one, and stuff like that. Kind of split it up a little bit. Yeah, I mean, so one thing I like doing, like I said, I do a lot of the work I do is custom work. It's for people, and the reason I like doing that is because you can literally do stuff like that. You say, this is what I have to spend. What's the best I could get for my build inside of, or for my build and my wife's build inside of this, and I kind of talk to you about how you play, what skills you value, what you're looking to do, and then we can literally just get the absolute most out of that. I'll need to go pull up the rugs, and especially if they're tying the room together and stuff. We can leave those in place, but we can definitely take a look at that. Doing this today will help get some of the stuff cleared out, and then tonight I'm going to try to get a lot of these people kind of gear they've been waiting on and been super patient on. And I should be able to do a lot more of that coming up soon. Yes, as a tamer, a lot of the slots will be artifact slots, and so that'd be something we talked about. How far they wanted to lean into tamer. If they wanted to be a tamer that supplements it with archer, if they wanted to be maybe an archer that supplements it with tamer, and if you kind of catch my meaning and the difference between those, what side they want to emphasize. But if they want to be a pure tamer, that's one thing. If they want to just have a pet out to assist them as they're doing, a mage build, that could be a different thing, and it could demand different gear. Take scared first, healer last. Okay, that's plenty of those. Here, I'm gonna bring up my BRB screen real quick to check on something. Okay. Yeah, most definitely. As you start gaming in, it's a lot better spread from basic to epic now. It used to be kind of wonky. So it's a more even path, though that does mean the commons start kind of low, but really just getting anything in that slot that's benefiting can make a very big difference. It's not hard, but it takes a lot. It's 16 commons to make one rare. But all the recipes are reteachable. You'll use ancient essences to combine them, and ancient essences come from other artifacts as well, or you can just buy them, or they do drop off ghosts. You'll get them occasionally in Elite, for instance. Very occasionally, but So it's not difficult in that sense, but it is a decent amount of grinding to get that many artifacts built up to do it in the first place. Yeah, stag helms are one of the easier ones. That's a very good call. And so some of the taming stuff can drop off non-destroyer creatures. Stag helms are off noble stags, and you can get like wolf helms and bear helms off lower tier wolves and bears. But it's just super super rare, so it would take a ton of grinding. In fact, you'd be better off probably grinding something else, like mining more ore, selling the ore, and just buying the pieces at that point. Yes. All the combined recipes for artifacts are reteachable, which means they're also discoverable. So you can just put the stuff on the table and combine. And in the case of, let's say you want to combine a helm, to go from common to uncommon is 4 of the helms, 100 coal, and 1 stone chisel. That doesn't change. It's four of an artifact, 100 coal, and a stone chisel to upgrade it. And then a 1 ancient essence to go from common to uncommon, 4 uncommons, and 100 coal and a chisel, and 2 ancient essences to go to rare. It's 4 ancient essences to go to legendary, and actually on epic you get a break. It's 6 ancient essences, but only 2 of the legendary helms to go to epic. But the 100 coal and the stone chisel, that stays the same for every recipe, for every artifact combined across the board. Wolves, the bears, and stags. Oh my! That's right over your mic. Okay, so another thing we're going to need for these wands is some imbued sorcery gems. So we're actually, this might be bad. I don't have any regular sorcery gems because I just sold all my gems last night. Do I have imbued ones already made, I hope? I have 2 of them. No, I have 20 of them. Okay. We're good in luck. So we're going to use imbued sorcery gems. There's 2 types of attunement gem, of basic attunement gem. There's regular and imbued. So the regular ones will give you plus 10 stat, plus 10 attunement. The imbueds give you plus 25. The imbued ones are actually crafted. Use a regular one and an ancient essence again, and some black pearl, and you craft an imbued one to get this extra stat, this extra 50 attunement. Attunement as a mage is kind of your primary stat. It's very important. Yeah, exactly. It's just better. So when we're trying to make wands, especially high-end wands, we're going to use imbued sorcery gems. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, all the taming stuff is on a light armor, so it's hard. If you're trying to maximize your stat bonus with a heavy chest, it could be very difficult because of that. Well, it's impossible because of that. So imbued sorcery gems is what we're going to be using. And we're going to try to make a fire wand kind of roughly across the template of what we have, which is to go to the Masterwork side and get a durability on it and a spell crit and a spell damage, and then we're gonna go to the enchant side and try and get the enchants there. Hey, Lightning King, thank you very much for the raid, man. How are you doing today? Int and more int, but also attunement and more attunement. So not only does not only do we get attunement from the gem itself, the imbued gem, putting that gem in actually gives some specific enchants, some wand specific enchants, and those are based on the type of gem you put in there. One of those is going to be even further attunement. So actually, I'm gonna pop up my BRP screen right quick again, and we can go over and we can start taking a look at that. And see. We are going to start these actually on the Masterwork side, though, before we do the enchant side. All right, so 1 second. Alrighty. So let's make up those wands. Hair placing cloth strap, hard maple heartwood. I'll start with half a dozen of them, and we'll go from there. So if we're trying to make really high-end ones, it does often take more than half a dozen to make like the super high-end. But we're gonna get a lot of very effective, very good fire wands out of this anyway. Yeah, Bard is fantastically helpful support, very powerful support. Life Moon Tamer. So you'll have to choose 2 specs out of that. Yes and no. I'm gonna roll through this. I hope so. You have to choose 2 specs out of that, but those can actually be fantastic. And Moon can support Tamer incredibly well, in my opinion. Especially if the animal is able to tank, or if you're tanking, that could be very powerful. Yes, Night Step. Oh, Night Step is beautiful. All right. So are wands hard? Wands are very easy to make a very good wand. They start getting very difficult to make there's a sudden jump. So something like a lot of things, like the boots we made kind of not very good boots. We were actually able to make very good boots without a ton of difficulty. Some very nice boots without and they're still manageable. And we made some perfect boots as well, like some absolutely amazing boots that we got really lucky on. Wands, it's very hard to make a bad wand. It's very easy to make it's fairly easy to make a really good wand, and then it gets really hard to make a really good wand. And we're about to see why. Yeah, I hope so. And he's been patient on him. He's waiting for him because, like I said, that was not the first time we tried to make boots. We had tried batches of 6 to 12 a few times before that, trying to get boots. They were at that level. That is a very nice thing to finally pull off. And we had worse than average luck before on those boots. But these wands start on the Masterwork side all the same, and we're going to try to set them up to be a perfect set of wands. So we're actually going to expect to lose about half of them right here. Oh, I also leveled Fate Masterwork in that, which makes me very happy. Oh, we lost a couple million XP, but we didn't lose it. We put it into skill, which is where it belongs. Okay, so let's go ahead and put on our carpentry gear now. Same thing, plus 30 stat over this gear. And we're gonna start in my typical fashion for doing high-end wands. So remember how we were saying before, pushing back a masterwork boosts the stat of subsequent masterwork. Pushing back an enchant boosts the stats of subsequent enchant. So if we craft this wand here, it's gonna pop up 4.1% spell critical damage. That's not really enough for us, so we're going to take a durable first. This stat never changes. No matter where you take the durable, for a one-handed item, it's always plus 30. For a two-handed item, it's always plus 60. For like helms and boots and stuff like that, it's always plus 50. No matter what order it comes in. So, we got that plus 30 first. Now when we craft this, we are looking at spell damage, 4.3% spell damage, instead of 4.1. Spell damage is a very good stat. That's the one we're most after for this fire wand. So if we revise this effect, we're going to get the spell critical damage, which we also want. We're going to get that one first. That's going to push spell damage even further back and make it even more powerful. But now we are up against a 50-50 shot, so there's a 50% chance we're going to fail here. If we get it, great. Get spell damage, 4.4% now. So all that extra risk was to get us an extra 0.3% spell damage. That's one of the crazier things you do kind of on high-end stuff. And we're still ending 10 durability higher than we started, and we're done with the Masterwork side. We're going to try to do them all like that. Because it's a coin flip at the end, because it's basically a 50-50 roll, we're going to lose about half of them. But yeah, right off the bat, that's not as exciting as it was on the boots. And the reason is, there's not that many things to pick from in Carpentry Masterwork on wands and staves. So we actually get to roll through, and almost every time we'll lose some of the enchants. We'll fail on our percent chance, but we almost always get the stat we're looking for because there's not nearly as many stats to pick from. So, you know, if you have 100 stats and you pick 3 every time, that's a lot of windows before you get, you know, you're picking 3 and you have a 1 in 100 chance of getting it. You're picking 3, you have a 1 in 100 chance to get it. Compared to maybe if there's only 20 stats, you pick 3 and you have a 1 in 20 chance of getting it. You get those a lot more often. On the carpentry side, there's just fewer things to pick from, so the good things show up more often. Oh, and very unluckily, we actually got a fail on our second there. So, oh no, that was our third. Okay, so we have a fail on that one. We're gonna set that one aside from now. Again, this is still set up to be a very. In fact, you know what? We're not gonna set that aside. If we were in a hurry and pushing really to try to go get this amazing thing, we would set that aside. We're gonna work it again and demonstrate that is not, you know, like a garbage thing now that, oh, it's a failure. This is still gonna turn to a very good wand. And in fact, we'll probably use the opportunity to not even turn it into a fire wand. We'll probably use the opportunity to get some variety in what we're making, and maybe we'll make a nice but not the insanely high end air wand or moon wand or sun wand or something to put, and then we can just put that on our vendor or give it to someone that might be using it, and we'll get a little more variety into the world that way, instead of just, oh, we wanted a fire wand, so we made 100 wands and they're all fire wands. We'll say, oh, we used the opportunity for this one that didn't work out the way we were going. We took it in another direction and still got something useful out of it and got variety out of it that we wouldn't have set out to make initially. And that way, you know, it's less wasteful. You get to, when you craft like that, you get to craft more, and the stuff you craft gets to have more purpose and more use. Okay. So durability, spell critical damage. 56% at 185. We'll fail on that. We'll run another one on that, just like we did before. Yes, exactly. Yeah, seeing what they want to be. That's the big thing about it, is letting the stuff kind of tell you what it wants to be. And we know those Dex boots that came out fairly well last time. Or turned out very well last time. That's what we're saying. We're saying, oh, maybe these want to be archer boots. So let's take them over to the Masterwork side, and maybe they'll be archer boots, heavy archer boots instead. It just gives you a lot more flexibility, and it's one of the benefits of crafting, you know, being a crafter as opposed to just being an adventurer who crafts your own gear, where you're just looking for what you want for yourself. Everything else is a fail. Being a general crafter, you know, a lot more of this stuff is useful and nice. Yes. Ashton's 5%. This is 7.5%. Although in the end, it's not that big of a difference, because you also stack percentage-wise, because you're also stacking presumably the 4.x percent spell damage on top of it on the Masterwork side. So it ends up being about 12, you know, versus 9.5% or whatever. Yes, and you get a lot of focus out of the Ashen. All right, so we're trying this 165, 100% chance, durability. So it's at 195 now. Spell crit damage. It's 185. Ah, failed again. Not for fire. I do want to try that eventually. So I eventually want to try one that is a critty fire mage for fireball spamming. And that's kind of a special use case. For fire, you usually do get the most damage out of hard maple. Death ones, I definitely do critty. Hey, Missing Legends! Good to see you over here, man. So you don't have to be high level at all. In fact, I think the basic small bag is a level 1 skill. Let's get, what are we looking for on this one? What is for spell damage on this one? Let's go over to the tailoring table and actually look at the recipe. Or you could actually ring up your recipe book with book. with B, the B hotkey for book. And let's look at the small bag recipe. So the small bag is a reteachable recipe that requires level 1, so you can do it right off the bat. It takes 2 leather and the coil of rope. Like if you go to Kingsport at the docks or a lot of docks or some mines, you'll be able to steal coils of rope. Yeah, Gwendolyn. Yeah, exactly what Gwendolyn just said. You'll be able to steal coils of rope. It's a lot cheaper than making it from thread. There is actually a sack as well, a large sack that you can craft. Oh no, yeah, I thought you could craft it. Maybe you have to buy them off the Deco Merchant. Yeah, I think you have to buy them off the Deco Merchant, maybe. Nice. The little deer taking a note there. Backpack. Backpack's also level 1, 3 leather, 1 simple leather strap. So you'll be able to do both of these right off the bat on the tailoring table once you kind of refine the mats. And the mats you'll refine over here on the tanning table. Those are also like level 1 refining things. For sure, I really like them. I really like that emote set. Hey, new crown stuff. Oh, that's really cool. One of those in Raleigh would be awesome. But nothing really for me. Okay, let's Masterwork. Masterworks. We're down to 1 more actually. So we've gotten 1 that came nice right off the bat. Oh no, we have 2 more to work. And then these 3 are ones that we're going to turn into other stuff. Take the durable right there. And again, you know, we're basically doing a coin flip on all of these at the end for the third, so we would expect about half of them to fail. And when you're only doing 6, I mean, they all might fail if you have a streak of bad luck for a little while. yeah, don't get tangled and spell damage. But you notice when we actually do get the rolls, it's fairly easy. Usually the option we want is on the first window. Sometimes we have to go to a second. As long as we actually successfully roll that enchant, we're pretty good luck on actually getting the stat. There's the durable. We had to go to the third window for that durable that time. Oh, Sargano. Speak not of such things until we're done. That does happen. It might happen to us right now. We'll see. This is just very much the setup. Honestly, if I am perfectly honest about it, I really don't think of myself as starting working on wands. This I almost consider this like a step like making the heartwood or making the wand itself. All right, and so now we're going to stop there. With 2 fails on it. I think I get all this ready and I'm like, okay, now here's the big thing, and this is why we're about to see why I took that extra durability and why I said making a good one is easy, making a great one is much more difficult. It's not as linear a path as with some other pieces. Because if we put on our alchemy gear here and get our chances all up nice and neat, we have 2 options. We can go straight off and start enchanting these right off the bat, or we could socket it first. Once we socket a wand and other pieces too, chest pieces, weapons in general, rings, necklaces, most pieces that you can socket. Once you socket them, you get special enchant options. So if we just craft, we'll do one of these now. We'll do one of these ones down here. If we just hit craft right now on this, it would pop up options we're pretty used to seeing. Intelligence, strength, health. They're bigger than on the boots because this is a weapon, so weapon values are basically double what they are on the boots. And same chest stats are double what they are on boots and helms. Legs also get that higher stat. But you see kind of normal stuff. Strength, int, health. It's all the stuff we were seeing before. Major strength, major health. durability effectiveness. It's nothing out of the ordinary. Once we socket it, socket is a one-hander. We're using imbued because we're going to be using imbued fire gems right now. Once we socket it, let's jump right up to one of these good ones. We'll be getting those special enchants on there. So now this is a socketed Hardman Wand of Greater Sorcery. And we do an enchant on it. And we get Major Focus. Okay, normal stat, strength, major stat. Ignite on hit. This is a weird one. We haven't seen this one before. This is because it's already socketed. So we're able to get a special gem enchant. What this one does is when you hit something, there's a 10% chance that it's going to put a small fire dot on them. That's not a very valuable one for us. And this one also takes 40 durability. The ones that come from gems are very expensive in terms of durability. And this one's not good. First of all, we don't hit stuff with our wands usually because we kind of want to last a while. And this ignite thing doesn't do much damage. It's not a very high damage thing either way. So we're going to skip this one and go to our revised effects. And look at this one, Fire Attunement. That one we definitely want. We definitely want more attunement. That's your primary stat as a mage, is your attunement in your school that you're doing damage with, or that you're healing with, or that you're trying to get your effects from. So Fire Attunement's really good, and also it doesn't take any durability out. That's very important for making a high-end wand. So we definitely want Fire Attunement, but we might want even more than 16.6. So if we push that back, we'll get even more Fire Attunement. So let's revise again. We come to the end here. You know what? We don't want Strength. We want Int on this. We don't want that Ignite. We have Fire Attunement again. We'd rather have pushed it back and make it a little bit larger, but we're out of revisions. So we're going to take it there. We're not exactly disappointed because that's a stat we want, and we didn't drop any durability. Now, 175 durability. That's a lot of durability. But the reason I said things get difficult is because we can put another enchant on this, 95.2%. And if we're lucky, we'll get one of the other stats we're looking for. Rolling through it. Fire damage, for instance. This is another stat. We got it right at the end here. It comes from the gem, and it's one we definitely need. We definitely want this 4.3% fire damage on our wand. This makes a big difference. It's just straight extra damage power. So of course we want it. But another thing we want on this wand is intelligence. Okay, cool. Wand intelligence makes sense. 145 durability, that shouldn't be a problem because it's a 56% chance, and it's not a problem. But there's two intelligences we want. We want regular int and we want major int. Just like with the boots, getting regular int and major strength, regular strength and major strength on the boot side. We want regular int and major int if we can get it on the wand side. We didn't get any ints there. That is actually very unlucky. So now we have to kind of think what we're going to do with this. Okay, it's probably not going to be a perfect one. Major strength actually is a pretty good stat. It'll give us health. It'll give us more health than the regular health will give. Plus, it'll give us carry capacity. Plus, it makes our blocks better, makes us harder to stun. It's a good stat. So we'll take major strength there. And now we're at a 92 out durability, but this wand doesn't have any int on it. It's actually, despite its an awesome start, it's actually not a very good wand because it doesn't have int. Yeah, it's a bad roll. It's an unlucky roll. So we're going to try to keep working it, but we're at an 18.4% chance. We have 92 durability, and that's a ton compared to what we were looking at on boots, but we failed, and we have 67. Fails on weapons and chests and legs and shields and staffs. They don't take 12 durability per fail. They take 25 durability per fail. So we actually don't have very far to go on this wand at all. And that's why I said making a good one's not that hard. Making a great one gets way, way harder. It's because you have to take 4 enchants pretty much to get the perfect wand. We're already at 42 durability. We'll roll it again. And this will be our last roll, because remember, we have to have more than 30 durability to roll again. So 17 durability wand. Durability must be more than 30 to enchant. So that one's dead, that one's done. There is one very nice thing, which is that wands, because you don't hit stuff with them, usually, last a very, very long time. I had a wand that had 7 durability on it. It was a very good wand, a very high-end wand. I used it as a death mage, a build that gets hit a ton. I was constantly taking damage on, intentionally. I wanted to take damage to make my death spells more powerful. It had 7 durability on it. I used it for months and months. It went down to 6 durability. 6 major durability. I had to put a couple repair kits on it, but it only lost 1 major durability in the months and months that I used it. So wands, if a wand has 1 durability, it's honestly still a very useful wand. 2 is a lot better, but you can't really get them to 1 durability, but just off straight work. But you don't have to worry about high durability on wands. Even very, very low durability wands are very. But that one's done now, and it doesn't have any int on it, so it's actually never going to be a great wand. This is actually one I might just throw into an NPC vendor and let it drop for someone. If a new fire mage gets it, it's lacking int, but it's actually got a ton of stat on it. It's still actually very, very nice, very lucky drop for them. Very good drop for them. So let's try another one that was kind of statted out, and we're going to enchant this first. So, or we're going to socket this first, excuse me. Yeah, which on a wand is more than 1, or which is less than 1. You lose less than 1 durability in a fight on a wand. You use less than 1 durability a day usually. So at the beginning of the day, put a repair kit on it, even if it's 1 durability, and then when it finally goes to 0, that'll happen during a fight probably, when you accidentally click on something and hit it, if you're like me, and then you can go major repair it. So for how comfortable people are running stuff, sometimes I run daggers and polearms down to 1 or 2 durability, usually 4 to 6 durability. Some people run them down to 25 before they major repair because they want it to have a full day's use on it. It's all about personal preference. Yeah, repairing during fights gets messy, and when I'm in a melee build, you'll see me repair during fights a lot because I do run my stuff down quite a bit, and then forget to repair it before a fight. All right, so let's check this one out. We're gonna socket this. So this is another option, another place where you have strategy and where you can think about what you want to. You could by socketing this first, we are giving ourselves more options to pick from. But that also means it's harder for us to roll a major int. Major int is less likely to come up here because there's other stuff that might come up instead. So some people will actually do their first enchant on a wand before it's socketed and look for the major int, and that can be helpful. But it also means if you don't want to get to the end and have nothing to pick from, if you're not doing that all or nothing style of rolling, I'm actually confident taking more revisions, knowing that I have more viable options to pop up. A greater percentage of the options out there for me are viable. They're things like, it's not just int or major int I'm looking for, it's int, major int, attunement, and fire damage I'm looking for. That I can actually roll my revise farther. So normally if I was kind of worried about it, I could take int here and be safe. It is risk revising further, but I know that there's still other stuff I could get, like the major int I just got. So because I had confidence, a little more confidence that I would be able to get at least 1 good stat, it let me revise again without as much risk, and that revision happened to be the roll that I lucked out and I got the major int. So we'll take the major int on this right away, and now we're off to a good start. But the hard part is still yet to come. So roll through. Regular int there would be nice, but we definitely want the fire attunement on it. And also, remember we're rolling this all the way down to a 4th, and this fire attunement doesn't take durability. We can use a wand with very low durability, but we can't enchant a wand that has 30 durability or less. So if I save this fire attunement until my last roll, I'm rolling against a 4th, and as soon as I get to 30 durability, I have to stop. Even though this attunement wouldn't take any durability if I got it, I can't roll anymore at 30 durability. If I take this attunement sooner, I have that stat, and now the ones I'm looking for take durability, but that durability isn't spent already. It could come out of the area below 30. So if I'm at 32 durability, and I'm looking for attunement, if I roll, you get to by taking it further, you basically get an extra roll out of it. So I like to take it sooner. Also, in my opinion, if you really wanted to go min max and really be insane and push for perfect order, in my opinion, and perfect order meaning you have them all in the right order to make the stat you value most the biggest. In my opinion, attunement isn't the stat that should be biggest anyway. It's actually fire damage. So you would still want to take attunement on, technically if you're trying to be perfect, you would take attunement on your 4th roll and take fire damage on your 5th roll. I don't know anyone that crafts like that intentionally sets out to do that stuff. Because you would to expect to be able to get one, you'd start with like 1,000 wands or some ridiculous number. But even if you're just planning to go to a 4th, in my opinion, you still, even just stat wise, you would want the attunement sooner anyway. So it's not even a compromise; it's just a win-win to get it sooner, in my opinion. All right, so now we're up against a coin flip. We're really hoping for luck here because we're off to a good start. We get it. We want fire damage and we want int. So I'll take the int since it's there. We're going to want to roll a fourth anyway. But now we really do need the fire damage. This one without fire damage is a real bummer. We don't have any fails yet, but it's an 18.4% chance. So we can only tolerate so many fails. Losing 25 durability each time. We can't take it to the masterwork table to get more durability. We're already as high as we're going to get. Keep trying on it. There's our last shot, 18.4% chance. Ooh, we got it. So now we have to roll that durability on it. Not the durability, excuse me. We have to roll that fire damage on it. So we got that. Super lucky to get that. Let's see if we're lucky enough to actually also get the fire damage. And we are 4.5%. A very nice number for fire damage. We'll take that. 22 durability. That's a ton for a wand. That's enough wand durability for tens of thousands of hours of gameplay as a fire mage if you don't use knockdown. If you do not use knockdown, it's still enough for thousands of hours of gameplay without doing a major repair. Eventually, you'll have to major repair it. But as far as if you're willing to do major repairs, because it's such a nice wand, it's worth doing a lot of major repairs. This wand will last a lifetime under the current durability system. They might revise the way wand durability works. They've not said anything about it, but it just, because they last so long, they might. Maybe if they do that, they'll also give us another means of making the tiny pieces. Maybe they won't. They're not easy to make, but they're super powerful. So maybe it would be fair if they wore down a little bit faster. But for the time being, this is a beautiful wand, and it's going to last me a very long time. This is actually one I'm going to use for myself. My secondary wand. So if you compare it to my primary wand, it's very similar. 17 int, 11.9 spell damage, 42 fire attunement. It's very, very similar. But if you compare it to my offhand wand only has 6.7 int. So it's actually a 10 int boost to get this new one. So this is going to be my new offhand wand right there. And I'm going to have a nice little boost for it. So I'm going to lock that one in. Right. And again, I'm very happy with that. That's not doing that few wands. You would not expect to get one like that. It's very nice. Yes, you get to dual wield. Yeah, it's a ton of stat. I have 85 attunement almost. 84 point some odd attunement on my wands. An amazing amount of power. And they changed the artifacts. There used to be some really powerful fire artifact wands called Vex wands, Excellence Ember of Conflagration. They changed those, and those used to be super powerful and super expensive and super rare artifacts. They actually changed them. This is more powerful in the hard maple wands for everything except epic wands and Vex wands. And those Vex wands were so rare, an epic would cost like 10 million gold before it was worked. Like 8 to 12 million gold, depending on the price you got it for, before it even had work on it. And then you would do the work, and chances are your work would be a lot worse than this. So these wands are actually... Fire Mage has got a very big boosted power once you kind of get them equipped with the new gear. Fantastic stuff. We still have other stuff to work. So let's go ahead and drop... You know what? While we have it on us, let's go ahead and drop this one. We're going to give somebody a lucky wand here. Got major strength. It's got fire damage. It's got the high fire attunement. It's just missing int. This is honestly this is a ton of stat. We'll give it to a lucky person that'll find it as a drop. All right, let's finish working these. So let's find a little. Let's have a little fun now. Let's get some other gems to put in this. Some other imbued gems. Imbued attunement gems. We did fire. We do so many fire wands. Let's stop on those. Let's check out wand. Man, sorry. This has been a very lucky, very nice day of crafting. I'm very glad to have been able to do it, especially while talking about how crafting works and stuff. been a very lovely day for me on the crafting. The pieces are obviously incredibly rewarding. I'm super happy with the pieces I've gotten today. But also, to be able to get those while just talking about crafting, which I love, it's been a lot of fun. Yeah, no, that's stuff. Yeah, no, I gotta keep going while this luck streak's going on. It is, yeah, it is. This definitely has been very, very lucky. Yes, Gwendolyn. I mean, that's the chance. But maybe they know a buddy. Maybe they're starting to play with friends. Maybe they know a fire mage. Maybe they resell it back to the vendor, and it gets out there again. We'll see. If you do it enough, eventually, every now and then someone will get the piece that's the piece for them. So we'll press on and keep vendor and stuff. Okay. So a tapestry is a water wand. We can make a water wand. Life wands are always handy. You know what? Actually, a water wand. That's more like a crit wand you probably want for water these days, especially with Ice Shield now giving that critical spell critical chance. I think you're really going to Shield of Ice giving a spell critical damage. Excuse me. I think you're probably going to want a crit wand for that, like a rock maple wand. So, won't do the Tempestry. Let's do another Magie, third G for base damage. Third G probably wants crit too, because Sun gives you crit. So, I haven't even made a Gaiasm wand either. Let's do a Lunar one as well. We'll do a couple. We'll see. Grab a couple extra gems and decide what we want to do over here. Alright, so let's socket them. We'll do them one at a time. See what we're feeling on them. So this is one that started off with regular int. It's off to a good start. Let's do a Gaiasm one there. Oh, you know what? Actually, Gaiasm, we could maybe save Gaiasm for when we get some strength. So we talk about letting wands be letting pieces be what they want. Let's actually do a one enchant on all of these. And see if any of them want to be an earth wand if they give us high strength. That's all for AK. There we go. All right. Major Dex. That could be a good air wand. Maybe take Major Dex. Let this be an air wand. Alright, let's see. What do you want to be? This other one already has a couple fails on it. It's missing the spell damage. We'll hold off on that one. Actually table that one as well. Do you want to be anything in particular? Major int, so you just want to be a wand. Alright, fair enough. So let's socket these up. Let's go ahead and this one. That was a major int on it, so we'll socket this one. We'll try for a moon wand. See how it goes. Ooh, Night Step range isn't bad, but only in very certain strategic situations. So we're gonna skip that one. That's a gem, a specific one. Regular int, we already have major int on this, but we want to make sure we get the attunement on this. Revise once more. Major strength. That's kind of a bummer. Although it's health. This is health and carry capacity and everything else. So actually, maybe it's not so much of a bummer. Let's put on that. Let's see if we get the attunement here. Ooh, shadow form length. That's potentially again an issue. Those are niche things. They could have potential. I think they'd be fun things to play with, but not for general purpose wand. Moon attunement, what you want on a general purpose wand. All right. So let's go here and see about this one. This is the one that has major dex on it. So that one actually wants to be an air wand. Let's get an air gem over for it. That is a third gem. Yeah, I got the attunement. That is the important thing on a wand. is getting that extra attunement on it. All right. And here, so what are we talking about? Dexterity wand here, right there. Oops, nope, socketed is what we do. All right, socketed and one-handed, pick that off. Surgy gem. That's the one with int, so there's the one with dex. Let's craft that guy up. And now let's go ahead and enchant it. More dex is good. More int is also good. I'll take the air attunement there. We were kind of fishing for maybe a major int we definitely would have taken. But let's go. So let's see what else we can get on this thing. Ooh, no int or dex. Focus could be good because a lot of air mages use air shield. So let's take focus. That'll basically be like health. Still 102 durability. So let's try. We'll try a couple times for a fourth. Why not? Try one more time for a fourth. Oh wow, beautiful luck there. So dex or int. Ooh, you take either one of those. Let's just make it a full dex stack. There we go. Versago, yes indeed. I had to, yeah. I had to come up, yeah. Yeah. So that turned out pretty good too. We would like maybe some int on it and stuff like that, but I mean, I ain't gonna complain about that one. Yes, 5 is possible, and I could roll this for a 5th. I'm gonna leave this one here where it has some durability. Because we're so likely to fail. But yeah, you did technically go for 5. My old necromancy wand used to have 5 enchants on it. Made some juicy armor. Versago. We made some juicy armor. That's true durability for a wand. I think we definitely have a gambler in our midst. So one of these is something else. This one just has regular int on it. All right, so let's do this one. Let's do this one as an. How are we doing with thaumaturgy? Oh yeah, there's some ulterior motives. Just not lose. All right. So, Juan, sorry here. Got caught up in a whisper there. Major int. Oh, good lord, everything we want. Taking the major int would be so. It's so tempting. You know what? Let's go for it. We're gonna go for 4 on this one. All or nothing. Let's do it. If you want to gamble, we're gonna go for it. Yes, I do have a pick a pocket. It's sort of expensive. Yeah, if you pick a pocket while I'm crafting and there's a crafted piece you want, chances are you're gonna get it. Those very nice boots that I was making for someone else, those I wouldn't have given up for a pick a pocket. I might have even gone as far as to try to make better boots. Really nice boots to give you if that's what you're after. But generally speaking, yeah, under channel points there. It is a lot of it. It's 18,000 channel points, so it takes a while to get there. But just a hot tip for anyone out there that's watching crafting sometimes and liking what they're seeing. All right, so life attunement on it there. So life effectiveness would really be nice. I mean, the chances of us, we're going to get 2 shots at it, so the chances of us getting it is 18.4. Obviously not very good. Oh, wow. All right, let's see if we can get life effectiveness. Life effectiveness. Wow. So again, this is a piece. Remember, we didn't start working this as a fire wand because we thought, well, it has a masterwork failure. It's probably not going to come out. And so look at it now. Major int, regular int, life attunement, life effectiveness, spell critical damage, spell critical. This is a perfect life wand. This is a fantastic life wand. And it came out something that, again, this is why I say, when we were saying, oh, look, that has a fail. Oh, that's trash. It's not. These things do happen. They come out on occasion against all odds. Oh, Submarine Mike, you pick. All right. So what do I have? All right, so let me mail this tomato to Submarine Mike since he picked my pocket. Let's see. No, is there any particular pocket item you're looking for there, Dorn Slate, perhaps? Oh no! Okay, so here's a tip. I accidentally pressed E to take all from a bag in the bank, but luckily everything is still highlighted, so I can just drop it back in there. Except for stuff I already had some of. Ooh. I shouldn't have. Oh, I just put a bunch of stuff. Oh, you cannot pick the silver, by the way. But if you want 20,000 corn, it's in my pocket now, technically. No. So the way it works on the crafting jewels is a a common has a 10% chance to drop a jewel. An uncommon has a 50% chance. A rare has a 100% chance to drop a jewel. Legendary drops 2. Epic, is 3. So what Dr. H just went over, and the jewel is the same every time. So if you have one epic crafting ring, you can salvage it and socket those jewels into a pair of rings and a necklace and get plus 30 stat instead of the plus 10 that an epic ring gives you. So currently, there's not a reason for the epic rings, really. Oh man, I'm glad you're getting a rush out of it. Pepper. Okay, so we have to double click when we have a bag open from the bank to put stuff in there. Okay, so wait. Sorry, Mike. I need to parse this. You want the wand I was working for Axel, or do you want the wand I was working for Axel? Yeah, I know. That's for the clarification. Okay. Well, I can't. Axel ran away. Can't give him anything. Can't give him anything. Nope, he's running away. He's running away. All right. So, this is legitimately a top end healing wand. Hard maple, greater gem, 17 int life attunement, life effectiveness, spell crit, spell damage. That is an incredibly high end wand. It's really really nice. So, you might want to lock that. Well, I assume you're gonna give it to your wife. Do tell her to lock that to inventory though, to make sure it doesn't actually get salvaged or anything like that. So just right click on it and lock it into inventory, because it would be kind of be a shame if that, if it got salvaged or something like that. And also, that was awesome. Sorry, Mike. First of all, I love it when people use channel points. I think the channel points are fun. They're why I got affiliate. I got affiliate so I can do channel points because I think they're awesome. But that was incredibly generous, Submarine Mike. So thank you for doing that. So this one's the one with major strength, momentum, and stuff on it. We could probably take another pass or two at this one, since it has so much durability on it. Nice. You still have 104k. Oh, sorry, Mike. You just set yourself back in the respec challenge, though. That's for sure. Yeah, there you go. Actually, yeah, that's a decent strategy. Oh, nice, Axel. Try once and fail. Wait, what'd you try once and fail? Oh, the healing console. Yes. Sorry, I am. Yes. Hey, I'm life now. I'm not life. I'm fire now. I'm reasonably healable now. I got some life attunement. I'm not nuking it with chaotic feedback. I kind of be healed a little bit. Oh yes, yeah. If she hasn't learned to turn off auto attack, yeah. Now, you don't want to auto attack with that because that will eat durability off of it. All right. Well, oh man, this has been fantastic. We're gonna keep this going. We're gonna try for some other pieces. What they are, we'll have to think a little bit. We'll have to find something. Focus Primo, yeah. People are waiting on them channel points. Whoever gets there first, I hope it's a kind person. So that the first time is eases me into it. I don't know. I have a sneaking suspicion the first one might be, well, it's gonna be something slow. I think whatever it is, it'll be terrible. I think I might know who gets there first. I can't see how many channel points people have. By the way, there's no way to tell, and there's no way to like award channel points to refund them if people spend them. But it is a bit of a mystery on this end. Holy Lord, 22,000 HP on the. Oh man, that's like 2/3 of the practice dummy's health. Plus I was still chugging greater health pots. I had 3 greater health pots rolling through that deck on top of it. Holy man, thank you for doing that again. By the way, that was so much nicer. Once you're around, I was a GM under you for half the stuff, and then the healing on it, man, just made it roll so much smoother. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go grab a water, or I won't be up anymore. I'll pass out if I keep talking like this and don't have water. And then we're gonna carry on the craft and run, I guess, because I mean, how can you turn down luck like this? Back in a minute.